Russia and the DPRK are now closer allies than at any time since the Cold War. A visit by President Vladimir Putin saw the two countries sign a mutual defence pact against what Putin described as aggression. His trip concluded after talks with DPRK leader Kim Jong-un. Our correspondent Jack Barton reports from Seoul.
Arriving a day late in Pyongyang and shortening what was to be a two-day visit to one, Russian President Vladimir Putin was nonetheless met with an embrace by DPRK leader Kim Jong-un at the airport before they embarked on 9 hours of red carpet diplomacy that included a military parade, intimate face-to-face talks and a full summit sit-down. At the summit, Putin and Kim signed a comprehensive strategic partnership treaty, which Russian state media says contains a mutual defense pact, formally committing each to the other's defense in time of war. Putin also said Russia would not rule out giving the DPRK military technical assistance, while Kim Jong-un said relations between Moscow and Pyongyang have now been formally upgraded to the level of an alliance. The treaty has sparked concern in Seoul, where officials are already worried that shipments of DPRK artillery to Russia are being repaid with help for Pyongyang's missile program, and that relationship could deepen into broader military cooperation. The leaders met last September when Kim Jong-un toured rocket facilities in Russia's Far East. The latest summit also included an invitation from Putin to Kim to visit Moscow sometime soon. Jack Barton, CGTN, Seoul.
Jamie Owen spoke to Andrey Kortunov, who's the academic director of the Russian International Affairs Council.
I'm sure that over last 20 plus years, Vladimir Putin received many invitations to pay a visit to DPRK. However, he avoided such visits. Apparently, he was concerned about irritating Washington, Tokyo, and Seoul. Right now, he doesn't seem to have such constraints. So it is a serious shift in the Russian foreign policy priorities, and I would also say in the Russian security priorities, given the agreements that were signed recently in Pyongyang.
What about the timing of this visit?
Well, it's clear that right now we see new tensions mounting in the Korean Peninsula. The inter-Korean relations are really very bad, and both sides are trying to demonstrate confidence and one can say arrogance. But on top of that, we see what is probably of particular concern to President Putin is that South Korea is getting closer to the United States, and not only to the United States, but also to Japan. So prospects for a trilateral U.S., Japan, South Korean defense agreement are getting closer. So this is something that President Putin should keep in mind, and that was probably one of the motivations for him to come to DPRK now.
How would you assess the relationship between Russia and the DPRK?
Well, at least right now we have clarity. There are many ambiguities about this relationship because on the one hand, Russia supported North Korea. On the other hand, Russia has been a part of the UN Security Council sanctions regime against North Korea. Right now, they are moving towards a military alliance. There are still some ambiguities. We don't exactly know what it means and how it will affect potential military and technical cooperation between the two sides. But clearly, right now, we have more clarity about what might happen between the two sides.
And how important are the two countries for each other when it comes to the economics?
Well, we know that North Korea has few economic partners, and it depends primarily on Beijing. Beijing provides a life support system, if you wish, to North Korea. Of course, they would like to diversify their economic relations, and Moscow is a usual suspect. It's not the first time when North Korea was trying to use Moscow in order to receive a bit more autonomy from Beijing. On the other hand, there are some real opportunities in this relationship. I think that to some extent, Russia might bring to North Korea what North Korea really needs in terms of energy, transportation, logistics, maybe also in terms of high-tech or communication technologies.